early 2-drop getting hit by Iceman is a little bit of a tilt. This deck looks like a werewolf deck. No, it can't be a werewolf deck, chat, because I'm trying not to play werewolf in every deck. We need a variety of decks for the YouTube channel. Giving me a 2-power green goblin, Marshall. Sad I don't have werewolf, as you should be. Card's great. Is it a werewolf deck?
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
That's funny right there. We're actually dying in the middle here. That being said, we're doing well over here and over here. Man-Thing's gonna be... Actually, do I put Black Bolt over here so that way Man-Thing can dominate this? Probably fine. It's a 10-point Man-Thing.
Victory.
I think Marshall was a bot. Our deck hummed pretty well along there, though. We also had Limbo for an extra turn, and we're able to take advantage of it. So we'll see how we do in a 6-turn game. Ooh, almost enough to split our Man-Thing for the first time. Eco with X23 frame, probably destroy, which is not good for the home team. Not destroy, God bless. Yeah, probably bounce. So if I Hazmat again, they are getting -4 to my -3, and they're probably playing like 2 bar cards out here.
Snap.
Oh, this is good enough to snap, but, you know, whatever, YOLO. I guess they could be bouncing stuff back to their hand this turn, which should make this Hazmat bad. You like Falcons here? Yeah. Shadow Kick lets them reset Hazmat, but I guess if it resets Hazmat, it's resetting for both players, huh? It's an Incuber here, probably. I was gonna say they used the Shadow King already, but they are copying it back to their hands. They didn't make us pay it, at least. Maybe I'm supposed to... like stature left plus man thing in the middle rather than play the goblin and the what's it called? Could have been better there. Snap on Subterranea flipping up because our hand is pretty strong. And on average, players aren't going to gain many resources after the Subterranea, so having a strong opening hand is beneficial. That's a lovely pickup. Although I guess the Great Web makes that awkward for us, right? I think I just have to Annihilus this turn. It means I can't Stature Black Bolt next turn, though. Or I can't Stature next turn. They only have 3 cards in hand as well, but I guess the Black Bolt's likely to just take a rock. Okay, and they have priority. Should be good here. Should I let their void come over? So, I think I need stature here in the event that they, like, clear this out plus play something big. I think sending one void across plus having this here is plenty. Works out either way here for us. Oh, I guess if they hit the 1 and 7 for the void to pull left, we could have lost.
Victory.
Otherwise, that was fine. And a weird Shuri Annie amalgamation there from them. I mean, to be fair, most of the cards we drew through Subterranea weren't relevant, right? The only card we drew that we ended up playing was Black Bolt. I am not kiln just in case it looks profitable to main thing there. That I'm to worry about Shang-Chi sounds lovely. The opponent's avatar is a Black Cat variant.
Opponent.
I think I just have to leave. Because I can't contest here and we can't play here.
Escaped.
I've had anecdotal success with Shaw and my release Surfer Wolf deck. You mentioned being underwhelmed. I'm underwhelmed because every time I play a Shaw deck that's successful and I pay attention to the wins that I'm getting, I'm noting that my success is largely coming from beating other decks that are bad or beating up bots. Basically, everyone I've talked to that says Shaw feels good, like, is just basing it based on the fact that they had a good win rate. But at the start of the season, you can have a good win rate with anything because people play lots of terrible things at the start of the season. It's not really meaningful to be like, oh, I had a good run with this. Because not only are there bots, but there's also people working on other really mediocre decks. Also, even the decks I've played that I found success with Shaw in them, even when I'm beating up other things that are kind of middling, what's the best words that I'm searching for here? Even when I'm winning against them, I'm still not feeling like... Even when I'm winning, it doesn't feel like Shaw is an instrumental part of that I'm winning. Not contest killed here. Just draw some cards. I don't think I have time to play. I don't know if I like the Black Bolt stature at the top end of this deck. In general, I added them because I like Black Bolt and stature against, I like Black Bolt and stature alongside Ham and Hood, but the curve on them just doesn't really work out very consistently, it feels. Werewolf is a really good Marvel Sap card. Annihilus is just kind of only okay. Very much could take it or leave it for me. You go either way, we'll limp for one. I am not doing viewer deck submissions today, no. Might do viewer decks at the end of the week or early next week, but I need to build up my backlog of YouTube content again, because the patch was big enough that I had to reset it. Most of the viewer decks people tend to not be very good. Mods, I would like you to move to timing people out for the rest of the day that make card recommendations without following the card rec commands. Please and thank you. You want one other more expensive card here? It's probably just like Shang-Chi, huh? Let's play a good tech card. Thank you for the primer, appreciate that. The Hulk package worked well last season. She-Hulk is really mediocre at Annihilus decks. You don't want to be passing on 5. You're going to be playing your card on curve. It's explicitly why I'm cutting the Stature Black Bolt package. I'm cutting them because they don't feel good on curve with Annihilus. These are the 13-month stat, those. Appreciate that. Shang-Chi seems scary into Loki. I have a singular card that Shang-Chi kills in my deck. If I hazmat a single time, they also can't Shang-Chi my Century. Probably dead here with the floating vats collector if I had to venture a guess.
Opponent snapped.
Weird graphical bug. Ah, stay, I got a bunch of demons. Guess they could be a Killmonger deck. Are you subbing for Chavez a discard? I have no idea. Discard isn't a deck that I really play a bunch of.
Escaped.
Any Kingpin decks? Yeah, if you look at my YouTube channel, there's been a couple of Kingpin decks up there over the last little bit. Yeah, I think the Black Knight decks with Sunspot She-Hulk, I think is a good card that fits organically into that package. Because Sunspot's also good in the Black Knight decks because you're playing Infinite, so periodically you just like pass with Sunspot and then Infinite people as well. I think 2 or 3 of the decks I loaded up today have Arrow in them. I forget how many. There are definitely decks that contain the card Arrow in my holster for today. Someone asked why not Viper, because I didn't have room to fit her in. I have an Eyeless. Why do I need Viper? I have Carnage. Carnage can clear Hood and the Void simultaneously, which is ideal, I think. Yes, does not bother us in this latest. Speaking of Carnage, open for Carnage or Annihilus here. Spider-Woman middle, make their Professor X potentially worse.
Oh,
A snap as well. We're representing an Annihilus here, so they might leave.
victory.
I think even if we don't draw the Annihilus or the Carnage for next turn, I'm still in a pretty okay spot. Just because, like, I can Man-Thing plus Demon to cover these 2 lanes in a way that's likely beneficial for us. And just, like, punt the right. But the snap means we don't have to gamble. We can just get the cube and get out. Infinite does have a voice line now, and it's super fun. I agree.
Snap.
Snap before we make some demons and some debris. Hello, hello. A card called Infinite. Do-do, do-do-do-do. Is it too obvious what I'm about to do if I demon the Space Throne? It might be, but they also might not be able to contest it anyways, so... Fuck it. We ball. I think it's obvious what we're about to do, but I also don't know that they're going to be able to beat the 6 powers, so...
here?
Harsh, but fair. Danger Room's never killed one of my cards before, and it's certainly not about to start today. Is this crazy? Call me maybe. Because this, I don't want to let them know how many stats I'm putting into the center. Because then they get to know exactly how much to soak. Is it this? I think it's this. There's no way they soak a ton here, right? They could just hit, they could have a hammer here though, right? Is the problem? If they only hammer here, we could die if I don't play this here. Danger Room! To me! Yes! Easy dub. Easy dub! Marvel Snap's a skill-based game. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Marvel Snap's a skill-based game. Oh, the doo-dah day.
Worthy.
Do-do-do-do-do. Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum. To be fair, in my credit, chat,
Victory.
they did win the coin flip to draw their hammer right away. They did win the coin flip to get their hammer right away. 25% of the time, it works every time. My Danger Room kills them 100% of the time, chat. You know what else kills people some amount of the time? These adverts, but don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's not you. You're gonna survive. I'll see you in 120 seconds, chat. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out. Hammer was 1 in 3. No, I think there were. Oh, yeah, they have a bunch of cards in their deck. No, they put cards in their deck at the end with this. They had 2 hammers and 4 cards at the end. You're watching on the YouTube side. Can we get up to 300 likes? We have 338 viewers. Press the button. I believe in you. Monka ads can kill only if you sign up for the military adverts that are going to likely playing on your screen right now. I gave you a YouTube like before coming over here. The real MVP. This is an important life lesson for the non-Americans in chat. If you've ever wondered, God, why is America so fat? My lunch today, this is approximately 1/3 of the sandwich I bought for dinner last night. I ate 2/3 of it last night for dinner. This is 1/3 of the remaining sandwich. My head for scale. It has lettuce on it, so it's healthy. It is Avanti's. Yeah, if you're ever in the Central Illinois area, 10 out of 10 would recommend Avanti's. Family favorite restaurant. All the kids love it too. Ski, thanks for the primer, appreciate it. It's just this. It's gonna be sad if we draw Nihilist, though. Is there any reason to play this turn? There's not, right? I can play it alongside a Nihilist or a Spider Woman or whatever else I draw next turn. Combo left, please. No, I think they're playing into the Wong this turn. They're a Monarch deck. Well, I was right.
Victory.
Tough beat for the opponent there. All right, we'll see if they can fill the right here. They might be able to. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize I was giving them Cerebro, but it's also kind of hilarious that we did. I don't think they're a Shang-Chi deck. Whoa! What a gamer. GG. We played this build of Black Knight for a little bit yesterday. It's reasonable. Moon Girl does fun stuff.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
I'm doing out here.
Can you understand me?
Opponent snapped.
I think we're dead, unfortunately. Yeah, I think they probably have us beat in the middle. We're dead to MODOK in the middle. Is the problem. Yes, enjoy your 1 cube. Hazmat demon right, Shag left loses. I don't believe so. Playing this here. Okay.
Breaking news.
And they're pretty likely to fill right this turn, unfortunately. I think I just Green Goblin them. Yeah, they're just leaving.
Victory.
Squirrels are good for us. Oh, stand up and stretch. I don't wanna pedal more right after we just ate our sandwich. This is your reminder that if you're a fellow old, don't forget to stand up, stretch your legs, move around a little bit. If you're someone who's new to the channel, you're thinking, fellow old? Is Jeff talking about me? He can't be. I have a very simple test for you if you're a fellow old. If you've ever woken up in the morning and felt injured because of the way that you slept, I'm talking to you. Stand up, stretch your legs, get a drink of water. Going on, Secret said she. Appreciate the primer. In a perfect world, Asteroid M eats shit here, so we'll see. Fortunately, we live here in reality. Sedge. So Sedge. Our Hulk's Dusty Polearm, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate the support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. I want to set up Man Thing to stick on the left here, so I'm going to play Demon Ham this turn. Was that a boop and a beep I just heard? Sounded like a boop and a beep. Hey, Jihan, thank you for the 6 months in advance. I plan to be here hanging out. Thanks for helping make my job possible. Like I covered in my 1 year in review video, folks. If you missed that one, those subs are a significant portion of why I'm able to do what I do here every single day, and I appreciate the folks that contribute. Those away is in fact about the throwing. I think this card,
Victory.
I think the toss-up for there's a toss-up for the biggest winners from yesterday's shake-up. I think Man Thing or Black Knight might be the one that the card that benefited the most. You don't want to see ads for 6 months? That's a good shout. Well, it'll be good to have you here watching for the next 6 months. Some Sebastian Shaw boosties. There are a couple of new subs there, by the way. We've had a few today. If you enjoy the vibe of Hoaglandia and you want to chat even when I'm not online, you should consider joining our Discord server. We got very active channels in there for Marvel Snap, other video games, sports, politics, food, lots of great stuff. Daniel is again another AI. Could you go into more why Man-Thing is one of the potential winners from the patch? Yeah, because they adjusted Luke Cage. Luke Cage is no longer an end-all, be-all answer to the Man-Thing, which means he's getting played less. And it means they can't just play him out proactively. They have to have room to play him out on curve later in the game. Yeah, I think I heard a lot of really mediocre takes surrounding, there are a lot of really mediocre takes, in my opinion, surrounding, what's his name? Surrounding the Luke nerf. And one of them was, I heard people complaining their Hazmat deck was worse because they nerfed Luke Cage. And I was just like, oh, your Hazmat deck's probably better because they killed the best card against it. Alright, I'm gonna do this, and then we'll be able to Carnage here, plus Man-Thing here next turn. Doesn't Annihilus also make Man-Thing better? Yeah, I mean, this is a deck that leverages Man-Thing well, I agree with that.
Opponent snap.
Thank you, my very kind AI overlord, for making these cubes possible.
Victory.
Yeah, instead of having a card like Luke Cage that lets us ignore our Hazmat, we instead leverage cards like Carnage and Annihilus in this deck that let us break that Hazmat symmetry. The goal is simply to make it so when we play Hazmat, the opponent has more cards that are getting reduced than we have that are getting reduced. Annihilus seems to have bad cube equity. That is accurate. It is not a high cube equity card. Accurate slash good assessment. I waited to fist bump them back until I saw what Spider-Ham hit, and now that it revealed Goliath, I'm gonna decline. My vibe check failed. Yeah, exactly. Big mood. The Galactus avatar never lives. True. True. And then if they Annihilus me, they have to give me their Zabu. I guess they fill my center, though. Might be dead here. They have their namesake and we don't. These mirrors are still just utter bullocks.
Escape.
Some of the worst Marvel Snap I've played year to date is definitely Annihilus mirror matches. They have an incredibly low feeling of player agency, meaning that I often don't feel like my decisions impact the outcome of them. It's very much who draws their card, and then if you both draw your card, it's who can manage to not have priority, but you often can't control very well who has priority. A lot of variance in it. Nova Jeff. Okay. Surprised I didn't play the ham into Washington, D.C. here. The pig gets +3 in DC is worth noting. Yeah, probably some kind of surfer pile of cards. We're just gonna bank on drawing our card here. Is the rock design permanent or seasonal? I assume seasonal. Okay, so it looks like they're just playing some kind of pile of tech cards then. And we can likely assume from the fact that probably assume they're a Killmonger deck as well, right? From the Nova. I think I'm doing this to avoid having priority going into the last turn. I feel like I need to tap the sign here, but I also don't know for sure. Does this win the game? I feel like this wins the game a lot of the time. If they have Eliath, they're Eliathing DC, right? Someone was asking about why Carnage over Viper earlier. This is another good example why. I think, and this is an observation that I actually didn't think. I was hoping Annihilus would make Viper better in the metagame because I really liked her as a card for a long time. But I actually think the addition of Annihilus to the game kind of feels like it's made Viper unplayable. Because Viper is untenable into opposing Annihilus decks, and decks that are looking to leverage Annihilus themselves, generally speaking, are putting so much crap into play that you want to kick over that Viper's not enough to manage it. So you want Carnage to full clear out in the games where you don't draw Annihilus. Yeah, Viper kind of feels like she's been pushed out. I thought he would supplement her decks, but really he just kind of replaced her. Yes, the new avatar borders are only available on Spotlight cache variants. Glendome, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, that lets me play Sentry on at least, I suppose.
Snap.
For people that aren't familiar, that gives us the 100% confirmation that we're playing against a bot here. I snapped them and then immediately ended the turn, and the turn immediately ended. Against actual human beings, the turn will not pass immediately like that. This is also the likely indication that I'm playing against a bot. We're going into turn 5, and they're ahead in 2 different paths, which the bots generally always snap when that's the case. The play Nakia left off my Wong path is also a telltale sign here for us. Quote the Raven, nevermore, nevermore.
Victory.
I was watching another channel and immediately got hit with the host complaining about how unfair Loki is. Have I played against any Loki post reset? Is that... I'm trying to think if I've hit... We've probably hit some, but it's been almost none. And the play rate and the stats on Untap for it have not looked stellar so far. Yeah, very, very few if so. Like I've been saying, and if you feel personally attacked by this statement, good, you should. I think a lot of the people that are complaining about Loki are upset that Loki punishes bad deck building in a way no other card in Marvel Snap does. I don't think it's fair to say that Loki wasn't good before the patch, but I think it is fair to say Loki wasn't clearly the best deck. I also think a lot of people's perceptions of Loki was biased after last week, because Loki is the type of card that tends to be good against Loki's the type of card that tends to be really good inside of Conquest, and we just had Infinite Conquest last week. Like, Loki's a deck that doesn't just eat shit to good tech cards, which is another reason why a lot of people hate it, because they just want to be able to, like, play their tech cards and not feel punished. They want to get free wins with their tech cards. A lot of the decks that tend to be good into Loki are decks that are legitimately hard to play, in my opinion. They're decks where you're not just cheesing someone with a tech card to get your wins. You gotta know the output range of your opponent, and you gotta know how to sequence your cards appropriately. Yes, Loki also has a high skill ceiling. I think it's also true that Loki is better in the against more competitive, or is better in the hands of more competitive players. I think is a fair statement as well. And priority here. I think I'm gonna limp in here. Go either way though. Rip. Speaking of tech cards and free wins. This is why I think this is why a lot of people hate Loki, because they can't Loki is like the only card / deck in the history of Marvel Snap basically where like you get punished for having stuff like Shadow King in your deck. You don't just get to free roll it. I wish it didn't reduce costs as my grips. You wish the card wasn't playable? Is that what you said? Because that's what a lot of people are. Those are some of my favorite takes. Were like, listen, I don't think they should kill the card. I just think they should make this change that kills the card. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, snap.
I think Shadow King is a good sub for Luke Cage Jr. 100%. That's what I intend to do with it. Okay, well, everybody's playing these here now. And then obviously we don't want to play Green Goblin here. We could play at middle, but there's also value in trying to stack more stuff where they already have a card. I get to do this at least, but they still have another Darkhawk that's huge. So I have to try and play for all three here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should play the rock on one of the sides so I can carnage it. Well, that kind of commits me to where I'm carnaging on the last turn. They just have a 16 Power Hawk in their hand. This gets me to 4-9 and takes them down 8, but my man thing is only 11 points of power here. It's not 16 points of power.
escaped.
This felt okay. I think my number one takeaway from playing this is that Hazmat felt like a real Marvel Snap card in the games that we played. I think the change to Luke Cage makes this card better than it was previously, just because people can't play a card to turn your card off. You just have to think about approaching it in other ways where you're like breaking the symmetry that she puts on the board by either destroying your own cards or sending them across with Annihilus. So, obviously our stats are super inflated, but where'd we finish with this one? I think we ended up cubes. We also took some wins off of bots. Yeah, we're probably about 50 against actual human beings, I would wager, about net zero.